So there are 3 steps. He is giving you the core of the teaching in the last para. He is summarizing magnificently. The first step is Karma Yoga. The second step is, I'll read, but I'm just giving you the gist first. Okay. The first step is Karma Yoga, and Karma Yoga has 3 elements. Next step is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga also has got 3 elements. Then the last one is the Bhakti Yoga, particularly, and there also there are 2 elements. So this is what he is summarizing whole thing, core of the teaching. We'll look at what he's saying now. I start reading the sentences one by one. The first step is Karma Yoga. The concept of Karma Yoga is clear. We do action, and action includes everything. Even our body is acting, our vital is acting, and our mind also is acting. Mind is having thoughts, vital is having emotions and sensations, and the body is actually also working. But normally we do all these things for ourselves. We do it for our own benefit. We have got motives and desires and we do that. So Karma Yoga is whatever we do, it has to be as a sacrifice to the divine, not for myself, but to you. Even if it is for me, in the beginning, I offer it to you. Very easy. When I'm going to eat, I'm going to enjoy the taste and it's going to be for me. But I offer it first to you. So that offering every time, if it is done 100,000 times, then you do it really for the Lord. Okay, so even if you are doing it for yourself in the beginning, offer it to the Lord. Remember Him, give it to Him, and that is the reason why in our Indian system, that's what we do. Of course, even in the West, when they have meal, they sit down and give us our daily bread. That prayer is there in the West, and they pray to God, and then they start eating. So this is something fundamental in human nature. Give it to the divine. First step is Karma Yoga. And what is that? The selfless sacrifice of works. And here, the Gita's insistence is on action. So, action. Whatever you are doing with the physical body, you are doing it for the Lord. And I will go through each sentence and then we'll come back to the elements in the Karma Yoga. The second one is the Jnana Yoga. And what is that? The Jnana Yoga is self-realization and knowledge of the true nature of the self and the world. You come to know yourself and you come to know the nature of the world. There is an inside and an outside. There is a subjective element in you and there is an external, the objective element inside the cosmos. Outside you, but inside the cosmos. And here the insistence is on knowledge. You must know. They say even a warrior, he has to know his enemy. If he does not know his enemy, how is he going to tackle him? So knowledge is very important. Knowledge. But the sacrifice of works continues and the path of works becomes one with, but does not disappear into the path of knowledge. They merge one into the other. With more knowledge, your action will be more perfect. That's what he's saying. Then the last step, that is the third, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is very important because other two don't necessarily insist on Bhakti Yoga. But Gita insists on Bhakti Yoga because then you get the personal aspect of the divine, the Purushottama, the third level. Okay?
But Rangada, when we do Karma Yoga and offer it, that is not part of Bhakti Yoga because we are offering it to the divine or the supreme. It is because of Bhakti that we are offering, no? It's not because...
Not necessarily. I may be very calm and quiet without any movement, without emotion, and I offer it to him. It's more a...
But then why should we offer?
Oh, that's a prompting from the soul. It can be 3 different things. Don't think that they are absolutely inevitable to each other. They become inevitable in the end, but not in the beginning. Can we say very clearly that whenever we go to a temple or whenever we go to Mother, temple I'm saying because now Mother is not there and many people go to the temple. Can we always say that when we are bowing down to our thoughts don't wander, they go here and there. So it is without bhakti. It's very possible. But That's a first. What Shilpa is saying is wonderful. If you can do it with bhakti, and that's exactly what Srimad is saying in the Gita, is saying that you have to do it with bhakti, but not necessarily in the beginning. That's why he's saying all the three must combine. Okay, not only bhakti, but also knowledge. With bhakti and knowledge, your karma will become perfect. Okay, in the beginning, all our karma is without even sacrifice. Then you start remembering and offering, remembering and offering. Then that remembering and offering gives you actually a knowledge of the divine, and finally you get even bhakti for the divine. It's a gradation. Okay? Maybe some people can claim that when I am sacrificing and I am remembering and I am giving it to the divine, there is always a little bit of emotion. You may say that, but it is possible to have it without emotion. I just remember mechanically and I give. Mechanically also it's possible. Don't we all go to the samadhi and just bow down? And very often there is no emotion and there is no remembrance also. We are bowing down. The movement is there. So I'm going to the samadhi and bowing down, but my thoughts are wandering here and there. Oh my God, this problem is there. What should I do? Or I have to go to corner house next. What is there for dinner there? Our thoughts can wander. So when the thoughts are wandering and the problems of the world are bothering you, your karma, okay, even when it is offered to the divine, as I said, you are bowing down to the samadhi, but not necessarily that every time you go there, you are concentrated and you are offering good. If you do that, it's the most wonderful thing. But because we are imperfect, it doesn't always happen. Okay. So what Shilpa is saying is absolutely excellent, but it does not always happen. Okay.
It is Pallavi then who has asked.
Oh, that was Pallavi's question. Sorry.
Yes.
Your voice is on the phone. I can't recognize very often. And besides,
Hello.
yes, tell me.
I feel that in Sri Aurobindo's integral yoga,
Yeah,
everything is a fusion of one into the other.
absolutely. But at the end,
Everything. So there are no clear-cut lines. Like you can't say that this is the border of this and that is the border of that. Everything is fusing in one into the other. You need
exactly. That's
concentration.
exactly what I'm saying.
For concentration, you need
Yes,
silent mind. You can only concentrate. Only if you have a silent mind can you concentrate in the psychic being. So, everything is so
that's
fused into each other. That's what I feel.
no, that's correct. But in the beginning, is it perfect? No, it is not. So that perfection comes only in the end. There is a fusing. But the fusing in the beginning is a confusion. But a clarity and clearness comes only in the end. If we look into ourselves and see our own experience, that is very obvious. No? As I told you, we are not always offering our work in a perfect way. Neither we, and definitely not in knowledge. We don't know the divine, but still we are giving to him. So Swamdeva is first saying, first is Karma Yoga, second is Jnana Yoga. The more you remember and offer, the more knowledge you will get of the divine. And the two merge, okay? But not in the beginning. They don't. Then the last step is Bhakti Yoga. And what is that? Adoration and seeking of the Supreme Self as the divine being, the personal aspect of the divine. And here the insistence is on devotion. But the knowledge is not to be subordinated. When you are doing only Bhakti Yoga, you may not have any knowledge of the divine in all the different principles, but you still are doing Bhakti Yoga. But here he's saying you start with Karma Yoga, then you have more knowledge, and then you do Bhakti Yoga. I'm not saying serially you have to do that. He has told you very clearly that it can be starting point at any point, depending on the individual nature. But all the three have to merge. And when they merge perfectly, then what Yasmin is saying becomes perfect. There's a perfect fusion of the thing. Even in our body, mind, life normal, there's a fusion of body and vital and mind. There's a fusion. We can't make out clearly whether a thought or an emotion or a desire. A desire is coming from where? Is it coming from the body need? Or is it coming from the vital? Or is it coming from the mind? We can't make out always. So there is a fusion, but that fusion is confusion. Okay. But in the afterwards, it becomes, that fusion becomes very clear and very knowledgeable. It becomes very, very clear that all the elements are there. And that is the proper fusion. Okay. So this is what he's saying. Now we go to the last sentence.
But Rangana,
Please.
I think I have one doubt or one clarity I needed. When you have a bhakti, automatically all the doors and all these stages you pass very easily. Because we have seen in ashram many people who have just studied like there are many people, those who have studied till second standard and third standard, and when they come here, they become a French learned scholar. Just with the bhakti towards mother. There is an instance of Kokila Ben, and many people are there.
Oh, Kokila Ben was an extraordinary person. Okay.
Means
I tell you that the average person is not like Kokila Ben at all. Kokila one was an extraordinary person. If you know all the details, you will be surprised. But it is she who turned her husband towards mother. Okay. Yes. I know this thing because what was his name? Vasant Bhai, I think his name was. What was it?
Yes, Vasant Bhai.
In the beginning, he did not have any bhakti. In fact, he did not. He refused, and that's what she told him. Kokila Ben told mother that my husband doesn't follow you. So she said, "Don't worry, one day he will." And I can tell you because I was in the press, and he used to come to me. He came to me and he ordered envelopes. Okay, beautiful marble paper. And he said the best possible paper you take and make envelopes, and the envelope should be of the size of a 100-rupee note, and I should be able to put any number of notes into that envelope. So just see that it should be like that. And so whenever he used to go to mother, he used to use these envelopes, put these 100-rupee notes into it and offer it to mother. So that did happen.
Even Lalu Kaka.
Yeah, but I can tell you, Kokila Ben is extraordinary. And I can tell you that Akshay, okay, her son, has that element of bhakti. He's got tremendous bhakti from his mother. Okay. He's got his business acumen from his father. But he has got bhakti from his mother. Even when he talks of mother, sometimes, tears come to his eyes. It's a genuine bhakti. So she was extraordinary. Don't give her example.
Even Lalu Kaka, and there are many persons, those who are here, came here when means in the late 50s or 60s or 70s. Towards mother bhakti only they have learned, they gained all the knowledge. They didn't have so much knowledge, but just only bhakti path.
Wait. There is a little bit of a confusion in what you're saying. How do you know they had knowledge? And knowledge means not mental knowledge, spiritual knowledge.
Yes.
Okay, be very careful. Okay. So how do you know they had knowledge? Knowledge of the world is different. Knowledge of the mental is different, and knowledge of the spiritual is different. So when we're speaking here of knowledge of the divine, it has spiritual knowledge. Okay, there's a difference. But bhakti, I'm not saying that bhakti is something small. It is very big. In fact, Sri Aurobindo gives a huge importance to bhakti. Okay, very important. But those who are intellectuals, they look down upon bhakti. Okay, they actually laugh. I know of many Europeans who make fun of bhakti. Okay, they make fun to the extent of even saying, I won't give names, but I know that when someone was speaking of mother with devotion, there were tears in his eyes, and they started making fun. Okay, laughing it off, and they are not Westerners; they are Indians who are Western educated. They use the word lachrymose. Lachrymose means, you can look up in the dictionary, the word. Okay. Yeah. So they make fun of it. So that is, everybody does not understand that.
So bhakti is a total surrender, is the last step. Total surrender.
Yes, absolutely. When you surrender totally, your bhakti becomes perfect. Okay. But there can be bhakti also. There are moments when you have devotion for the Lord, but you say that I am not able to surrender. Please allow me that I can surrender to you. There are all gradations. Remember the gradations.
Yes.
We can't make rules. Life is too complicated, and as Jasmine pointed out, there is a fusion and a confusion. You can't say that everything is perfect from the beginning at all. In fact, everything is imperfect in the beginning. You may have very good bhakti, but you may have no knowledge. You may have very good bhakti, but you are not offering all your actions to the divine. You may be offering all your actions to the divine mechanically without bhakti. That also is possible. Okay, but one leads to the other. Slowly they merge. That's what Sri Advaita said. Okay.